Hi, I'm Dr. Alan Arstikitis with Chiropractic Memphis, and we want to talk a little bit about a common problem that we see with our patients with hypertension, or really what's called high blood pressure. Two really big issues that we see in our area. Obviously, when we talk about high blood pressure, it leads to possibly stroke or heart disease. And these are very common problems that we see being able to change through lifestyle. And so some things that a lot of patients aren't familiar with, one is that your nervous system literally runs everything. So when we talk about your brain running your blood flow, affecting your heart, affecting your blood pressure, most people don't understand that that's even connected. And so there's been a recent study that was just introduced, and what they did is they took the leading two blood pressure medications, and they said, all right, we're going to give half the group, this control group, these medications, and then we're going to have just this other group take no medication, but only get adjusted, a certain adjustment to the upper cervical area or the atlas. And so what they found is the chiropractic adjustments were actually more effective than the leading two top blood pressure medications. And it was amazing to see that. I mean, even the researchers were kind of blown away, because they had thought that these medications were really the only option. And unfortunately, I think a lot of patients see that also. And so when you look outside the box and you're looking for the body to run as the best that it can, or be as healthy as possible, by removing that interference, by letting that body communicate and work, they found that the body was able to regulate things on its own and get back to a normal, compared to taking these medications, which everybody understands there isn't a medication out there that doesn't have significant side effects. And so most of our patients obviously would love to avoid it, and I think even you would love to avoid taking any medications. So what we found is when we're evaluating a patient, looking at these areas, so we take that holistic approach, we're checking on everything, but also when we look at that first step in preventing this high blood pressure or hypertension, make sure that nervous system is working right and working the best that it can. Secondly is taking a nutritional approach, and so most people understand that certain nutrition creates more problems, or creates more hypertension, or creates heart disease, and even other diseases like diabetes. But the key is that what we found is through teaching people the right things to eat and the right things to avoid, that between the chiropractic adjustments, the nutrition, through detoxification, they can get their bodies back to normal, and its ability to heal is there. And so we tend to forget that. I was talking to a bunch of kids the other day, and we were discussing, it was like a career day, and we were discussing how our body's ability to heal is, and one of the kids had a big scratch on his arm, and I said, what heals that scratch on your arm? And he just kind of was looking at me kind of stupefied, and I said, well, was it the Band-Aid that healed you? And he said, well, no, was it the cream that they put on it that healed? No. So what healed your arm like that? And he says, well, my own body healed itself. And it's funny that as adults, I think we forget that. So it's one of those things that we want to constantly remind ourselves, the same way that we can mess up our systems, we can create disease through our lifestyle, that we can lose our health. It's a two-way street, and so our body is really designed to heal itself. And so if we create an atmosphere where you're not creating disease, where you're able to communicate and heal, then we see these problems reversing.
Wonderful.